Kung Fu Panda 4 is the newest DreamWorks movie. God, this review is long overdue, guys, but I am sorry because, I've been very busy lately. But honestly, when I first heard about Kung Fu Panda 4 coming out, I was, shocked, to say the least, because I was like, what's more to tell? When Kung Fu Panda 3 came out 8 years ago, I was like, wow. I was like, that was a great story. Great story, because I thought the story was complete. Po became Oogway's successor. Everyone learned Chi. He wasn't the only panda anymore. It was great story. It sucked that I felt like the story had ended, but, all great things come to an end. So when I found out that 4 was coming out, I was like, okay, interesting. So what are they going to do here? Only later to find out that Po is going to be finding a successor to become the next Dragon Warrior. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. I'm always up for some more skadoosh. Though him not only finding a successor isn't the only part of the story, of course. He has to go on a journey to find his successor, and while doing that, he has to battle this new foe called the Chameleon, who is technically in the credits voiced by Viola Davis, but I'm actually curious as to who truly voiced this character, because it's also Ian McShane's voice. I'm hearing the voice of Tai Lung because it can turn into other characters. So there's that as well. First, let's start off with Jack Black returning as Po. That is enough information to get me back in the theater. Jack Black is Po. He is the perfect guy to play Po. He's a fun, lovable character, and Jack Black brings all those traits to life when he voice acts Po. Then yet when he voice acts anybody, he's probably one of the best voice actors out there right now. But it feels a little bit different than he did. He wasn't as youthful as he used to be, but then again, I guess you could say he's become a little bit wiser, if you want to say that much, and he exudes that very well here. But also, he still has the fun, lovable Po that we grew up with back when Kung Fu Panda first came out and with all the other trilogies. So yes, knowing and seeing that come back, yes, that is more than enough to get me in theaters. First red flag, the Furious 5 are not here. 5 of the 6 supporting cast members with Po are not in this movie. And I'm like, wow, no. It's mentioned that they are off doing other missions, of course, which possibly links to the fact that there could be possible spin-offs here. I'm up for a Tigress spinoff if it happens, but the fact that the Furious 5 are not here and Po has to choose a successor, that's weird. He has 5 people who could be his successor, but they're not. Instead of the Furious 5, we now get one character that's voiced by Awkwafina. I don't know why people hate on Awkwafina so much. This character that she played here was not her best. We've seen her, what she can do when she puts her best into voice acting, but we're not going to get into that. But, her use of comedy is I like it. It's very unique. I don't know why she gets a lot of backlash, but everyone has their own personal opinions. I guess that's how it is. But me, I think Awkwafina did an okay job. Leave it at that. This movie was really nothing more than a springboard, I guess, or a movie that was trying to springboard off a trilogy that had already given us a completed story. But I'm not saying the movie sucked. It was solid. It was a solid watch. I enjoyed it to the end. But, there were some flaws here. I want to start with, the cinematography and action animation that we were seeing. That was good. I enjoyed that to the end because, the action animation in Kung Fu Panda... I enjoy that in every single Kung Fu Panda movie, and I'm glad they kept that in there. But the real problem with this movie is in the dialogue itself. The jokes in this movie don't even compare to the first 3. The first 3 jokes actually make me laugh, but these just make you look at it and you're like, wow, that happened. There was not really any adult humor in here. It was specifically directed at kids, and when I say adult humor, I say you watch this when you're a kid with your parents and your parents are laughing at something because they understand what's going on but you don't, so you're not laughing. You're like, what's going on? Why are you laughing? But then you go back later when you're older and you watch it and you're like, oh my god, now I get what's going on. There was none of those kind of jokes in here. It was just I guess you can say just pretty much bad puns where you just say like, okay, moving on. So, I mean, the real comedy came like, in that action animation where, sometimes Post falling over himself or ends up in weird situations while he's fighting. That's where the real humor was shown. I mean, that's what I mean by I'm glad they kept that part of the animation in there. Overall, I'm only going to give Kung Fu Panda 4 a C. Sorry, Dragon Warrior, but I'm afraid this is only nothing more than just a forced sequel that was trying to springboard off a trilogy that was already great. Alright, well that wraps up this review of Kung Fu Panda 4. If you guys have seen it, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time, and remember, stay epic!